What if your dead mother could still help you find true love? This girl's stepfamily made her life miserable, but her mother's spirit had other plans. Once upon a time, there lived a kind girl whose world fell apart when her loving mother died. Her father married a cruel woman with 2 mean daughters who made every day a nightmare. But sometimes, love is stronger than death itself, and miracles happen when we least expect them. Before we dive into today's gripping story, we want to take a moment to appreciate you, our amazing subscribers, new viewers, and the incredible community that makes Moonlight Tales by Samzy so special. Your likes, shares, and thoughtful comments mean the world to us, and we're beyond grateful for your support. If this is your first time here, welcome. You're in for a ride filled with drama, suspense, and unexpected twists. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest stories. And of course, drop a comment below. We love hearing from you, and your support keeps us going. Now, sit back, relax, and let's dive right back into the story, because things are about to get even more intense. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl named Rose. She had the most beautiful mother in the whole world. Her mother had soft hands that felt like warm blankets. She had kind eyes that sparkled like stars. Every night, her mother would brush Rose's hair and tell her bedtime stories about brave princesses and magical lands. "I love you more than all the flowers in the garden," her mother would whisper. Rose felt so happy and safe. But then something very sad happened. Rose's mother got very sick. She had to stay in bed all day. Rose would sit next to her and hold her hand. Her mother's hands felt cold now, not warm like before. "Promise me you'll always be kind, my sweet Rose," her mother said with a weak voice. "Even when people are mean to you, stay good inside your heart." Rose promised. She didn't know why her mother was talking like this. A few days later, Rose's mother went to sleep and never woke up again. She had gone to heaven to be with the angels. Rose cried so many tears. Her heart felt broken into a million pieces. Her father cried too. The house felt cold and empty without mother's warm hugs and sweet singing. For many months, it was just Rose and her father. He tried to take care of her, but he was always working. He looked tired and sad all the time. Rose missed her mother so much that sometimes she forgot to eat. She would sit in her mother's chair and smell her mother's favorite perfume on the cushions. One day, her father came home with a big smile. "Rose, I have good news," he said. "I'm getting married again. You're going to have a new mother and 2 new sisters." Rose's tummy felt funny. She didn't want a new mother. She wanted her real mother back. But she saw how happy her father looked, so she tried to smile too. The new mother was named Mrs. Stone. She had sharp eyes and thin lips that never smiled at Rose. She brought 2 daughters with her. Their names were Greta and Stella. They were older than Rose and much taller. When Rose's father was home, Mrs. Stone acted very nice. "Oh, Rose is such a sweet child," she would say with a fake smile. "We're going to be such a happy family." But Rose noticed that Mrs. Stone's eyes stayed cold even when she smiled. Greta and Stella would giggle and whisper secrets when they thought no one was looking. Everything changed when Rose's father went away on work trips. That's when Mrs. Stone showed her real face. Her fake smile disappeared like smoke. "Listen here, you little brat," Mrs. Stone said on the first day they were alone. Her voice was sharp like broken glass. "I'm the mother of this house now. You will do exactly what I say, or you'll be very sorry." Rose felt scared. Her hands started shaking. "But my father said." "Your father isn't here," Mrs. Stone snapped. "And if you tell him about our little talks, I'll make sure you disappear forever. There are bad men who take children away, and their fathers never find them again." Rose's eyes filled with tears. She was only a little girl. She didn't understand why this woman was being so mean. Greta and Stella laughed when they saw Rose crying. "Crybaby," Greta said. "Your real mother is dead and gone. Now you have to do whatever we say. Clean my room," Stella ordered. "And don't touch any of my pretty things with your dirty hand." Every day became harder for Rose. When her father was home, she had to pretend everything was fine. Mrs. Stone would pat her head and say sweet things. But Rose could feel the woman's fingers pinch her scalp when her father wasn't looking. At dinner, Rose got the smallest portions of food. "We must save the good food for growing girls," Mrs. Stone would say, pointing to her own daughters. Rose went to bed hungry many nights. Her beautiful bedroom got taken away. "My daughters need bigger rooms," Mrs. Stone said. Rose had to sleep in the tiny attic room where it was cold in winter and hot in summer. She kept her mother's picture under her pillow and cried into it every night. "I miss you, Mama," she would whisper. "Why did you have to leave me alone?" Rose felt like she was trapped in a nightmare that never ended. She had no friends to talk to. She couldn't tell her father the truth because she was too scared of Mrs. Stone's threats. The worst part was feeling like she had lost her father too. He was always working or spending time with his new wife. He didn't notice that Rose had become quiet and sad. He didn't see the fear in her eyes. Rose learned that sometimes people who seem nice on the outside can be very mean on the inside. She learned that being alone can hurt more than any bruise. But deep in her heart, she remembered her mother's words about staying kind no matter what. Even though she was scared and lonely, Rose never stopped hoping that someday, somehow, things would get better. The house was so quiet that Emma could hear her own heartbeat. Her stepmother and stepsisters had left for the prince's party an hour ago. Their fancy dresses rustled like autumn leaves as they walked out the door. Their high heels clicked on the stone floor like angry raindrops. Emma wiped her eyes with the back of her dirty hand. She was alone again. Just like every day since Mama died. "Stop crying," she whispered to herself. "Crying won't finish the dishes." The kitchen sink was full of dirty plates and cups. Food stuck to them like glue. The floor was covered in mud from her stepsister's shoes. Dust covered every table and chair. So much work to do. So much cleaning before they came home. Emma picked up a heavy pot. Her arms hurt from scrubbing all day. Her back ached from bending over. Her feet were sore from standing so long. But she had to keep working. If the house wasn't perfect, her stepmother would be very angry. "I wish I could go to the party too," Emma said softly. She looked out the window at the dark sky. Stars twinkled like tiny diamonds. "I wish Mama was here." Emma started washing the pot. The water was cold and soapy. It made her hands red and rough. She hummed a little song her mother used to sing. The same song Mama sang when she brushed Emma's hair every night. Suddenly, the air in the kitchen felt different. Warm and sweet, like spring flowers. Emma stopped humming. The hairs on her arms stood up. Something was happening. A soft, golden light appeared behind her. It grew brighter and brighter, but it didn't hurt her eyes. The light felt friendly and warm, like sunshine on her face. Emma turned around slowly. Her heart jumped like a scared rabbit. There, standing by the kitchen table, was her mother. Mama looked exactly the same. Her long brown hair fell over her shoulders like a waterfall. Her blue eyes sparkled with love. She wore the white dress she was buried in, but now it glowed like moonlight. Her skin was smooth and perfect. She looked young and happy and beautiful. "Mama," Emma whispered. The pot fell from her hands and splashed into the sink. "Hello, my sweet girl," Mama said. Her voice was soft like velvet. It filled Emma's heart with warmth. Emma couldn't move. She couldn't breathe. Was this real? Was she dreaming? "Is it really you?" Emma asked. Tears ran down her cheeks like little rivers. "Yes, my darling. It's really me." Mama opened her arms wide. "Come here." Emma ran to her mother faster than lightning. She wrapped her arms around Mama and hugged her tight. Mama felt real and warm and safe. She smelled like roses and vanilla, just like always. "Oh, Mama, I missed you so much." Emma cried into her mother's shoulder. "Every day feels so long without you. Every night feels so dark and scary." "I know, sweet girl. I know." Mama stroked Emma's hair with gentle fingers. "I've been watching you. I see everything that happens. I see how mean they are to you. I see how hard you work. I see how much you hurt." Emma pulled back to look at her mother's face. "Why did you have to leave me? Why did you have to die?" Mama's eyes filled with tears that looked like liquid diamonds. Sometimes sad things happen that we can't control. But dying doesn't mean I stopped loving you. My love for you is stronger than anything. Even stronger than death. But you're not here anymore. You can't hug me or sing to me or make me feel better when I'm scared. I'm always here, Mama said, touching Emma's heart with her finger. Right here inside you. Every time you're kind to someone, that's me. Every time you're brave, that's me. Every time you hope for something better, that's me too. Emma hugged her mother again. She wanted to hold her forever and never let go. Mama, I don't want you to leave again. I have to go back soon, but first, I have something important to do. Mama looked at Emma with serious eyes. You need to go to the prince's party tonight. Emma shook her head. I can't. Look at me. My dress is old and torn. My hands are rough from cleaning. My hair is messy. And I have so much work to finish before they come home. My darling girl, you are more beautiful than all the flowers in the garden. You are kinder than anyone in this whole kingdom. The prince needs to meet you. It's your time to be happy. But the chores. Mama smiled and raised her hand. Watch and learn about real magic. Mama closed her eyes and whispered words Emma couldn't understand. The words sounded like music and wind and flowing water all mixed together. Suddenly, the dirty dishes started washing themselves. Soap bubbles danced in the air like tiny balloons. The scrub brush moved by itself, cleaning every pot and pan until they sparkled like mirrors. The broom swept the floor all by itself, collecting every speck of dust and dirt. Emma watched with wide eyes and an open mouth. Mama, how did you do that? Love is the strongest magic of all, Mama said with a wink. The kitchen became perfectly clean in just 2 minutes. Everything was spotless and shining. Now, Mama said, let's get you ready for the party. She waved her hand again. This time, the air around Emma began to shimmer and dance. Emma felt tingly all over, like when her foot falls asleep but in a good way. Her old, dirty dress disappeared. In its place appeared the most beautiful gown Emma had ever seen. It was the color of the ocean on a sunny day. It sparkled with tiny crystals that looked like stars. The fabric felt soft as clouds against her skin. On her feet appeared glass slippers that fit perfectly. They were clear as water and strong as diamonds. They made her feel like she was floating. Emma's messy hair became smooth and shiny. It was pulled up in an elegant style with tiny white flowers woven through it. Her rough hands became soft and smooth. Her face glowed with natural beauty. Mama, I look like a princess. Emma gasped, looking at herself in the mirror. You look like yourself, only happier, Mama said proudly. And that's the most beautiful thing in the world. Emma spun around in her beautiful dress. The skirt swirled like ocean waves. She felt light and free and magical. Remember, Mama said, taking Emma's hands, be yourself at the party. Be kind. Be brave. Trust your heart. Good things happen to good people, but sometimes we have to wait for them. Will I see you again? Emma asked, feeling scared. I'm always with you, even when you can't see me. And someday, when you're very old and have lived a wonderful life, we'll be together again forever. Mama kissed Emma's forehead. The kiss felt warm and tingly and full of love. Now go, Mama said. Your carriage is waiting. Emma looked outside. A beautiful white carriage pulled by white horses was waiting for her. It looked like something from a fairy tale. I love you, Mama, Emma said. I love you too, my sweet girl. Always and forever. Emma walked toward the door. When she turned back to wave goodbye, her mother was gone. But the love in her heart remained, burning bright like a candle that would never go out. Tonight, everything would change. Tonight, love would win. The girl stood outside the big palace doors. Her heart was beating fast like a drum. She looked down at her beautiful dress. It sparkled like stars in the night sky. The dress was the color of ocean water, blue and green mixed together. Her shoes were made of glass and they shined like diamonds. I can't believe this is real, she whispered to herself. She touched the dress gently. It felt soft like silk. Her mother's magic had made her look like a princess. She took a deep breath and walked toward the palace doors. 2 tall guards opened the heavy doors for her. Music floated out from inside. She could hear people laughing and talking. When she stepped inside, everything became quiet. Everyone stopped talking. Everyone stopped dancing. All eyes turned to look at her. The room was huge with gold walls and crystal chandeliers that hung like frozen waterfalls from the ceiling. "Who is that beautiful girl?" someone whispered. "I've never seen her before," said another person. "She looks like an angel," a lady said softly. The girl felt scared. So many people were staring at her. Her hands started to shake a little. She wanted to run away and hide. But then she remembered her mother's words, "Be brave, my dear daughter." At the other end of the room stood the prince. He was tall and handsome with kind eyes. He wore a suit that was black like midnight with gold buttons. When he saw the girl, his mouth opened in surprise. He had never seen anyone so beautiful. The prince felt something strange happen to his heart. It started beating faster. His hands felt sweaty. He forgot about all the other girls at the party. He only wanted to talk to this mysterious girl in the blue dress. The prince walked across the room. People moved out of his way. His eyes never left the girl's face. She watched him come closer and felt butterflies dancing in her stomach. "Good evening, beautiful lady," the prince said with a smile. His voice was gentle and warm. "May I know your name?" The girl felt shy. She looked down at her glass shoes. I am just a girl from the village," she said quietly. "You are not just anything," the prince said. "You are the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. Would you dance with me?" He held out his hand to her. The girl looked at his kind face. She put her small hand in his big one. His hand was warm and made her feel safe. The prince led her to the middle of the dance floor. The music started playing again. It was a slow, beautiful song. The prince put one hand on her waist and held her other hand gently. They began to dance. The girl was surprised that she knew how to dance so well. Her mother's magic was helping her. They moved together like they had danced 100 times before. Everyone watched them dance. The room was full of whispers. "They look perfect together," someone said. "The prince has found his princess," another person whispered. But not everyone was happy. In the corner of the room stood the stepmother with her 2 daughters. The stepmother's face was red with anger. Her eyes were narrow like a cat ready to fight. "That's my stepdaughter," she hissed to her daughters. "How did she get here? I gave her so much work to do." The first stepsister was jealous. "She's prettier than us," she said sadly. The second stepsister was angry. "The prince should be dancing with one of us, not her." The stepmother's hands made fists. "She will pay for this when we get home," she said in a mean voice. "How dare she disobey me?" But the girl didn't see her stepfamily's angry faces. She was lost in the prince's eyes. As they danced, they talked softly. "You have the kindest eyes," the prince said. "Tell me about yourself." "I live with my father and stepfamily," the girl said. "My mother died when I was little. I miss her every day." The prince's face became sad. "I'm sorry about your mother. I lost my mother too when I was young." They understood each other's sadness. This made them feel close, like old friends. "What makes you happy?" the prince asked. "Helping others and remembering my mother's love," the girl said. "She taught me to be kind even when others are mean to me." The prince smiled. "You have a beautiful heart. That's even more beautiful than your face." The girl blushed. No one had ever said such nice things to her. They danced for a long time. Other people joined them on the dance floor, but the prince and the girl only saw each other. The world around them seemed to disappear. The stepmother watched from her corner. Her anger grew bigger and bigger like a storm cloud. She whispered mean things to her daughters about the girl. But nothing could ruin this magical night. The girl felt happy for the first time since her mother died. The prince felt like he had found his missing piece. When the dance ended, the prince didn't let go of her hand. "Stay with me," he said. "I never want this night to end." The girl felt the same way. For the first time in years, she felt like she belonged somewhere. She felt loved and safe. Little did she know that this was just the beginning of her new life. Her mother's love was working magic in ways she couldn't imagine. The music stopped playing. The big ballroom became very quiet. Everyone looked at the handsome prince as he walked to the middle of the room. He was holding the girl's hand tight. Her heart was beating fast like a little bird. "Listen everyone," the prince called out in his strong, kind voice. "I have something very important to tell you all." The girl felt scared and excited at the same time. Her beautiful dress sparkled under the bright lights. She could see hundreds of people staring at them. Some ladies whispered to each other. Some men nodded their heads. The prince's father, the old king, sat on his big golden chair. He looked surprised but happy. He smiled at his son with proud eyes. "I came to this party to find a wife," the prince said loudly. "I wanted to find someone special. Someone with a kind heart and a beautiful soul." The girl's stepmother pushed through the crowd. Her face was red with anger. Her 2 daughters followed behind her. They looked jealous and mean. "I have found her," the prince announced. He lifted the girl's hand high in the air. "This wonderful girl will be my wife. She will be your future queen." The crowd erupted like thunder. People clapped their hands. They cheered and whistled. Ladies threw flowers in the air. Children jumped up and down with joy. "Hooray for the prince," someone shouted. "Long live the future queen," another person yelled. But not everyone was happy. The stepmother's mouth dropped open. She looked like she had seen a ghost. Her daughters started to cry angry tears. "No," the first stepsister screamed. "It should be me. I'm prettier. I'm smarter," the second stepsister wailed. "Pick me instead." The stepmother grabbed the girl's arm hard. "You can't marry her," she told the prince. "She's just a servant girl. She does our cleaning." The prince's eyes became dark and serious. He stepped closer to the mean stepmother. "Let go of my bride right now," he said in a scary voice. The stepmother's hand shook. She let go quickly. The girl rubbed her sore arm. "I don't care if she cleans houses," the prince said firmly. "I care that she has a good heart. I care that she makes me happy. That's what matters for a queen." The old king stood up from his chair. He walked over slowly with his golden walking stick. Everyone became quiet again. "My son," the king said with a warm smile. "You have chosen well. I can see the kindness in this girl's eyes. She will make a wonderful queen for our people." The girl felt tears of happiness roll down her cheeks. She curtsied low to the king. "Thank you, Your Majesty," she whispered. Just then, a man pushed through the crowd. It was the girl's father. He looked confused but excited. "My daughter," he called out. "Is this really happening?" The girl ran to her father and hugged him tight. "Yes, Papa. The prince wants to marry me." Her father had tears in his eyes. "I'm so proud of you, my sweet girl. Your mother would be so happy right now." The stepmother tried to smile at her husband. "Darling, isn't this wonderful news?" she said in a fake sweet voice. But the father was not fooled anymore. He had heard what she said to the prince. "We will talk about this later," he told his wife coldly. The prince clapped his hands. "Tonight, my bride will come to live in the palace. We will plan the most beautiful wedding ever." The girl gasped. "Tonight? But I don't have any clothes." "Don't worry," the prince laughed. "The palace has everything you need. The best dresses, the softest beds, and the kindest servants." The stepmother and her daughters had to watch as guards escorted the girl to a golden carriage. She looked like a real princess already. "This isn't over," the stepmother whispered meanly. But the prince heard her. "Actually, it is over," he said firmly. "If you ever hurt my wife again, you will be banished from this land forever." The stepmother's face turned white with fear. Her daughters grabbed her arms and pulled her away from the angry prince. As the carriage rode away, the girl waved goodbye to her father. He blew her kisses and promised to visit soon. The mean stepfamily walked home in silence. They had lost everything because of their cruel hearts. Sometimes being mean comes back to hurt you in the end. But the girl was finally safe and loved. Good things happen to people with kind hearts who never give up hope. The big day finally came. The whole kingdom was buzzing with excitement. Today, the kind girl would marry the handsome prince and become a real princess. The palace looked like a fairy tale. White flowers covered every wall. Golden ribbons hung from the ceiling. Hundreds of candles made everything sparkle like stars. The girl had never seen anything so beautiful in her whole life. She wore the most gorgeous white dress. It was soft as clouds and shiny like moonbeams. Her hair was braided with tiny pearls. She looked in the mirror and couldn't believe it was really her. Just months ago, she was scrubbing floors and crying herself to sleep. "Thank you, Mama," she whispered to the sky. "I know you're watching me today." The church bells rang loud and happy. People from all over the kingdom came to see their new princess. They threw flower petals and cheered as she walked down the long aisle. The prince waited at the front. His eyes were full of love. When he saw her coming, he smiled so big that everyone could see how happy he was. "You look like an angel," he said softly when she reached him. Her father stood beside her, crying happy tears. "I'm so proud of you, my daughter," he said. He was sorry he never saw how mean his new wife had been. But today was about joy, not sadness. In the back of the church, the stepmother and her 2 daughters sat quietly. They wore old, plain dresses. Nobody wanted to talk to them anymore. Everyone in the kingdom knew how cruel they had been. The stepmother's face was red with shame. Her daughters looked down at their hands. They remembered all the times they had been mean. They remembered laughing when the girl cried. They remembered calling her ugly names. "We were so wrong," the first stepsister whispered. "She was always prettier and kinder than us," said the second one. The stepmother felt sick in her stomach. She had been jealous of a sweet, innocent girl. She had hurt someone who never did anything bad to her. The priest spoke in a loud, clear voice. "Do you promise to love each other forever?" "I do," said the prince, holding her hands tight. "I do," said the girl, feeling like her heart might burst with happiness. When they kissed, the whole church exploded with cheers. Confetti fell like colorful rain. The church bells rang so loud that people in the next kingdom could hear them. At the big party after the wedding, the new princess danced with her prince. She laughed and smiled more than she had in years. Her face glowed with pure joy. The stepfamily tried to come talk to her. They walked over slowly, looking scared and sorry. "Please forgive us," the stepmother said, her voice shaking. "We know we were terrible to you." The princess looked at them for a long moment. Her heart was full of love now, not anger. "I forgive you," she said kindly. "But I can never forget what you did." The stepmother started crying. She knew she had lost something precious that she could never get back. That night, as the princess sat in her beautiful new room, she felt her mother's presence one more time. "Are you happy, my sweet girl?" she heard her mother's gentle voice. "Yes, Mama. I'm so happy. Thank you for never leaving me alone. Remember, my darling, always be kind, even to those who hurt you. Love wins over hate every time." The princess nodded and smiled. She understood now. Her suffering had made her stronger and more loving. Her mother's love had saved her. And now she would live happily ever after.